My name is Daniel Flynn, and I'm going to talk to you today about a subject and a personal project of mine related to AI. Now, before I start, I thought I'd go on with a little framing device. So I was conducting some market research last year, and I met with a lecturer whose particular specialty was in games-related AI. Now, this is important because games tend to mirror some aspect of real-world life and are therefore the ideal early testing ground for a machine's intellectual capabilities. Following our meeting, he said to me, I shouldn't be so overly concerned with the media hype surrounding the issue, as even though significant progress has been made in recent years, we're still quite a way away from beating some games like Go, for example. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are more moves in a game of Go than there are atoms in the known universe, making it very hard for traditional computers to run. So this got me thinking, I wonder how fast our technology does move. So if you look at the y-axis here, you'll see population of the world in millions, and on the x-axis is time in thousands of years. And along the graph are various technological breakthroughs like the invention of the plow and putting a man on the moon. The idea being that as technology has increased, it's been able to support a larger population who then in turn produce more technology. Now, those of you who read the news will probably be aware that AI is the current hot topic at the moment, with everyone from Professor Stephen Hawking to Tesla's Elon Musk coming out to warn of the potential dangers. But let us take a look at one of the central theories behind a lot of this media scaremongering. Singularity, as defined by Ray Kurzweil, who is an American author and computer scientist, is a future period during which the pace of technological change will be so rapid, its impact so deep, that human life will be irreversibly changed. Now, like I said, this is a central tenet behind a lot of the media scaremongering, both currently and in the past. And that's what I'd like to get at. Haven't we seen this all before? Hasn't AI as a topic existed since the 1950s, with the famous Turing test, or trying to be Kasparov with IBM's Deep Blue project? In fact, it has. But traditional AI models that you've been exposed to are what we call domain-specific AI, in that they work very well at a certain thing under a set environment. You can't take a robot that can play chess and put it in your car and expect it to be much good. So the idea that domain-specific intelligence is not really representative of true intelligence stigmatized the field in the latter half of the last century and thwarted the aspirations of those of us who dreamed one day of having a robotic companion. But nowadays, something has changed. That something is a recent movement called neural networks. Now, neural networks work by layering individual pieces of information to build up a machine's understanding of its environment, much like our own brains. The major advantage of these systems is that they are widely applicable to a variety of tasks. You simply need raw data as an input, such as images fed by a camera, and a goal for the system to do, such as maximizing its score in a video game. And very quickly, through trial and error, these machines obtain superhuman proficiency. This is tentatively considered to be the first steps towards artificial general intelligence, or the ability for machines to perform tasks at least as well as a human. So this brings me to my project. I myself am not a computer student. In fact, my undergraduate is in economics, politics, and law. But I became completely enthralled by the potential socioeconomic ramifications associated with advancing technology of this kind. So I've produced a concept that we are currently in development of, and it's called the M-Tank. The M-Tank was born out of frustration on my part in trying to find a concise, informative resource relating the advancements I've talked about here today back to our everyday lives. We will be the first organization in the world to provide content across a wide variety of issues, with everything from job loss in industry to individual industries like medicine and finance. It is our hope that through the making of this resource that we will be able to open up a dialogue to educate and inform people so that you will be able to make a choice about what AI means or could potentially mean to you within your lifetime. Now, do you remember my framing device? There was a reason for that. It is true, like the lecturer said, that you shouldn't be afraid of the media hype, as we're still quite a way away from doomsday yet. But I'm glad that Brian is here today because, like the AI experts thought, we were about 10 years away from beating the game of Go. Or I should say, we were 10 years away from beating the game of Go. If you look here, you'll see the European Go champion in shock after his 5-0 defeat to Google's AlphaGo program made by DeepMind in London. This was the first time a program had ever beaten a human at this game. And the reason I chose this as my final slide is because today, of all days, marks the first installment of their game against the reigning world champion in Korea. And one of my very good friends, the technical wizard that is Ben Duffy, who works with me on this project, messaged me on the bus on the way in today to say that DeepMind's AlphaGo program had actually just beaten the European or the world champion at Go 1-0 in their first of 5 games in Korea. So, to answer the question, just how fast does technology move? I suppose the real answer is that nobody really knows. But at least in this case, it has arrived some 10 years ahead of the expected schedule. And with so many ethical and social implications associated with this technology, isn't it always better to be prepared? Thank you very much.